Hello, everyone. It's Shamila Ramjawan, your host on the Red Corner Show. My guest on the show today is inspirational Mollica Maharaj from South Africa. Mollica is an attorney, blogger, coach, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. Hello, Mollica. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Shamila. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm truly honored to be on your show finally. I think it's long overdue. We've been trying to do this. So thank you very much. I'm truly honored to be on your platform today.
Thank you so much for coming on board. And you look absolutely amazing as always. Before we go right into the conversation, please tell the audience a little bit about yourself, your background, growing up, career, anything that you would like to share with us.
So I'm Mollica Maharaj, pretty much a simple, everyday, ordinary girl. I am a lawyer by profession, and it's because it's something I really enjoy doing. I'm passionate about what I do. I come from a very conservative family. My grandfather on both sides were actually priests, and my dad's also a priest. So very conservative upbringing, very close family. I had 3 siblings. I lost my brother about 8 years ago, and I have 2 beautiful sisters who are very supportive. So yeah, a pretty normal, I think, run-of-the-mill family.
I don't think normal. I think with all the work that you're doing, I would say as women are unstoppable and abnormal to some extent.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you from Johannesburg or from KwaZulu-Natal?
So I was born in KwaZulu-Natal in Durban. I grew up in Clare Estate, and I moved up to do my honors at the University of Pretoria. And then I obviously did articles up here, and I loved the life. So I stayed on and grew my career in Gauteng.
What do you think is the biggest difference between KZN and Gauteng?
God, I can't believe you asked me that, because I have a very strong opinion about it. I think there's a striking difference, and I think that experience or that opinion of mine was reinforced last year when we did 2 different events, one in KZN and one in Gauteng. I think the striking difference for me is people in Gauteng are definitely much more at a faster pace in terms of thinking, outputting, achieving, goal-driven motivation. I think we're really very much in a rat race, and we always want to be ahead of the competition. And, we're always monitoring our next move and what it is that we want to achieve. And I think KZN is very much laid back. Let me go with the flow. It's okay if I missed the boat, I'll catch the next one, kind of thing. So very laid back, yes. Very, very different. So yeah, for me, Gauteng's my home.
I know. I can so relate to that because I'm also from KZN, and it's just, I think a lot of people in KZN are very complacent, and whereas in, like you said, in Johannesburg, it's fast-paced. You want to move on, otherwise you're going to get left behind.
True.
Yes. So, Mollica, what inspired you to step into the legal fraternity? I'm very interested to know about that.
Without giving my age away, I grew up watching all these.
You can tell us, it's fine.
I grew up watching all these law shows, and as we watch American TV, and when we're young, everything's so glamorous, and it's such a perfect world, not realizing courts don't actually look anything like that, or your life's not going to be anything like that. And I think watching those shows and just watching the ability of other attorneys help people. Obviously I was so young then, I didn't realize. I think as you get older, people realize what you enjoy doing and what your passion is. And it took me a very long time to realize what comes naturally to me is helping other people. And I think that's why as a child, it resonated with me, and I used to watch these shows, that whole passionate argument and helping somebody and giving them justice. And, honestly, that's what drove me to my profession, is that whole idea of putting together a solid argument, problem solving something for someone, or finding a solution or a way out where there's no way, drove me towards my career and what I do and to be very honest, I love every single day till this day. I truly enjoy being a lawyer, enjoy helping other people. You know, even those odd calls that I get, like today, was no different, where somebody calls and says, I have this problem. How much are you going to charge me for a letter? And it was just a letter. And I was like, it's just a letter. So I'm happy to just do it for you. And it's, you know, it's a simple thing as long as your problem can get solved. So I think for me, I get a lot of gratification from doing little things like that.
Oh, wow. Mollica, I'm changing my company attorneys and I'm coming to you.
With pleasure, Shamila, with pleasure.
So tell me, did you watch Judge Judy?
Yes, I have watched Judge Judy.
Because I think that used to be the talk of every household, you know.
Yeah, very
Growing up, we switch on the TV and we will be watching Judge Judy because we want to see the people that are on the show. Well, it's actually a show, you know.
Yeah.
Watch people on there and how she reprimands them, and I just love her personality, though. It's a very, very strong woman.
Me too. Very dynamic, very straightforward, very direct. And I think in real life, we do get some of that from some of the judges. So make no mistake. I have seen some of my colleagues really being reprimanded and called to task in courts. So that has lots of elements of reality in it.
What would be your advice to a youngster just coming out of school and going into tertiary and wants to pursue the legal field? What sort of advice would you give them?
So honestly, if I had to do it over and if somebody had told me this, and obviously nobody did at the time, I would, if I know you want to be a lawyer or this is something you want to pursue, use your vacation time to go to legal practices. A lot of them will take you in as volunteers. They may not be able to pay you because they probably don't need the headcount or don't need the staff, but the experience that you get, whether it's doing something like filing or knowing a legal filing system, because obviously we have a very set filing system, the way attorneys' files are. So little things like that, if you can take that opportunity and do that before you enter tertiary, please grab onto it. And I think that will give you such good experience. So when you start that academic journey, you actually realize, wow, I have theory and practice to put together, and it makes the learning so much easier. Even answering exam papers, so much easier. So that would be my advice.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. So you're big into empowerment and you do your own in-house paralegal training. So tell us a little bit about that initiative.
So I'm so glad you asked this question leading on from the previous one, because that's the reason why I started the in-house paralegal program, where I give back to communities and students from previously disadvantaged backgrounds. But now actually it's for anyone that just want practical experience. And so basically I take them through, they have to sign on for a minimum of 1 year. So it's just like articles, but they start getting that practical experience. I even send them to court, believe it or not, to do filing in court, to know what it's like to speak to a clerk of a court, or go follow up. You know, we would use messengers sometimes, and I make them fulfill that role as well, where they go and experience that engagement. And if they're following up on a summons or a default judgment, what is that engagement like? Because that's what attorneys have to do when you do articles. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I must say, Shamila, from some of my paralegals that I've completed, when they go back to UNISA, they have classes with UNISA, they sit with their lecturers, they'll come back and say to me, my lecturer wants to know, how do I know the answer to that? How do I know what a contingency fee agreement is? Because they're learning it in theory, but now they know what it physically looks like, how you apply it, you know, how you have to make your client sign an agreement like that. So it's been so fulfilling to know that I've made a difference.
Wonderful. Well done on that. You can share your details a bit later on, but just moving ahead, you've received numerous awards. What stands out for you? Maybe tell us some of the awards that you received.
Oh, there's so many. In corporate, best performing manager, best performing woman. There was leadership awards, awards where I was nominated to also go overseas to learn other businesses in, you know, across Europe. So there's been quite a few, but I think what stands out for me was I think memorable as well, because I had to leave my eldest daughter at that time. She was like literally about 2 years old, and I had to go to Europe and learn businesses and how European businesses function versus our local South African markets. So for me, I think it's memorable because I had to experience being away from my child for a long period of time and learn new landscapes, because obviously I was awarded to be on this program, just part of something I'd accomplished. So it was a big deal. So for me, I think that stands out in memory because I didn't feel nice leaving her, but at the same time, it was an opportunity that one could not say no to, because it's, those opportunities come very far and few between. And the learnings were just amazing. I think you as an academic would agree. We can experience so much in life, but the one thing people can't take away is the knowledge and what you learn, and that experience when you walk away from it. So yeah, so that would be my most amazing one. Yeah.
I so agree with you. Congratulations on everything that you've achieved. Well deserved.
Thanks, Shamila. Thank you.
Just quite a philanthropist as well, being the director of Endorphin. Please tell me, what is Endorphin, the vision, mission, where to, everything. Whatever you can, in a nutshell.
So as much as I'd like to take all the credit for Endorphin Foundation, I can't. So Endorphin Foundation truly, I think informally had started a long time ago, but truly with lockdown and COVID in 2020, found its true identity and what it wanted to do, and was actually founded by my husband. And when lockdown happened, I think a lot of us who have jobs and you got an income or you run a business and it's successful, it was like a vacation. We all went into this, like, let's hibernate, let's Netflix and be couch potatoes, and life's going on the outside. People are dying, but we safe at home. And I think you almost build a little bubble for yourself because you have your safety net and your world is still financially continuing. Nothing stops, just that you're stuck in your house with people, with your family. And I don't know what a good idea that was for most people, but yeah. What happened was a lot of people had started, because my husband and I think are in the public platforms, and we also in a lot of circles, people know us, and people started reaching out, but obviously in confidence. And very quickly we realized, there's a very, very big problem out there, because the salary cuts, I think, as soon as the president announced that, people just started applying it, like a flat rule across, without giving thought to the spirit in which it was said and why it was being said. Yes. And I think a lot of companies used it, and I really don't have a better word, because the only word that does come to my mind is abusing that statement that the president had made at that time about the salary cuts. And not realizing that 25% for maybe you and I is not a lot and we can manage, but 25% for somebody is their rent or their car payment, or it's actually a grocery amount.
Yeah, I was just going to say the food bill, yes.
Yeah. So I don't think companies actually realized what they were doing, and people started reaching out. And I think as a family, we always been people about empowering other people. So yes, it's not that we don't support the food hampers and the food parcels, but it's not sustainable. So we started off on that, trying to just ensure people kept their roof. So by paying people's rent, making sure they got groceries, so delivering groceries every month for their children, because now remember, everybody's locked in the house. And unfortunately, if you have kids, and we all know what it's like, somehow they're just hungry 24/7. And
when we're working from home.
Yes, and I think adults as well, right? We're always like looking for something to put into our mouths. I'm guilty of that as well. And it started off with those things, and eventually, I think we said to ourselves, no, people are good at something. Everybody can do something. You can't order Uber Eats. There's no delivery. I think people were really sick of cooking. I was. So if someone was I know a lady who had just started her business as well. And she said, I'm happy to drive, and bring food to you, like cook and deliver. And I was like, yeah, please. And I started supporting her business. And then there was lots of people like that. So we said to them, why don't you start generating income? So Endorphin Foundation is all about empowering other people to empower themselves. And through whatever skill, whatever your passion is, it's basically building entrepreneurs to alleviate poverty and address all the other social, economic issues that come from there. Because if you have an income, that's already 90% of your battle won in life.
Yes.
And I think that's what Endorphin Foundation drives.
Wonderful. Well done to you. So where to from here? When's the next initiative?
Believe it or not, we strategizing tomorrow night. It's something I think everyone's years just started off so crazy. Tomorrow is our first strat meeting for the year, but to really focus on where to next. But this Saturday, Endorphin Foundation is at the AIDCOM's home to talk about. Actually, let me just share with the listeners what AIDCOM's home is about. So AIDCOM's home is a children's home where the children are referred to this home by the court, the social worker. So they abuse children, molested. Last year we shared at our event the two youngest mothers that gave birth to their first babies was a 10-year-old and 12-year-old. And for me, it was very heart-wrenching. This happened in November. My youngest daughter turned 10 in November. So for me, as a mother, I'm at this home and I'm seeing this little girl that's given birth, and I come home and I have a 10-year-old who's playing with dolls and doesn't know anything about birthing or having babies. So it's very, very sad, the situation and what these girls go through. And this Saturday, we are there to speak to the girls about how, despite what has happened, where do you go next in life and how do you empower yourself? And you can still get an education, you can still study, you can still get into, maybe not even a degree or academically where you physically study something, but if you're good at painting, make that something that can bring you income and your passion and, to give you something to work towards in life. So this Saturday, we're going to be at the home coaching and mentoring those girls.
Wonderful. And that's giving off your time as well, because that's your weekend. You are so phenomenal. You and the Endorphin team, well done and congratulations. And I wish you all the best going forward. As we approach International Women's Day, Mollica, the theme, the hashtag break the bias, what does that mean to you?
I think for me, Shamila, most importantly, stereotyping and gender equality, because we have all these words and we have all these platforms and we have all this noise and everyone's saying they're doing a lot of things, but if we have to stand really afar and look in, are we really doing enough? It's still not enough, because as women, we're also in our little pockets trying to break these barriers, trying to bring everybody to the table, but there's only so much we can do. And it's time that the men folk also seriously be part of this journey. I think for me, it'll be very refreshing to see some male forums start where they're really advocating these issues very, very strongly, and all over social media plastered, where we just see men leading this for the women as well. It's for me, it's like, it's just been forever in the day that women are fighting this, and we are the warriors in the forefront. And for something to give, the men also need to be at the forefront of this, because that's when we're going to see true change. It's no use saying we're changing, but really we're not. I'd like to think I'm pretty modern and I'm raising two women in modern times. But when someone says to me, oh, why don't you have a son and you need a son? And I'm asking myself, why do I need a son? That's a typical Indian, like typical Indian stereotyping, almost like, oh, you need a little boy. And then I look at my eldest daughter and I think that I don't, because she's 10 times more any son I possibly could ask for. If the dad's away, she's doing all the things that a son would probably do, like lock up the house, or mom, did you get this? Or, so for me, what's the difference between having a son or a daughter? I exactly as you said, God's plan. And I always believe God gives you what you need for each lifetime to steer that lifetime. This lifetime, he felt I needed two beautiful daughters, and I just have what I need for this journey. So, you can't, and these things come from Indian women as well, right? You won't, I don't think you'll find an Indian man say, why don't you have a son? It's a bit odd. Nobody said that to me. But you find very often, and then you ask yourself, but you're at the forefront of talking about women empowerment, about breaking stereotypes, about gender equality, and you want to be this empowered person, but you're asking me why I don't have a son. So
well, we haven't gotten to that stage where we can actually choose the sex of our babies.
Thank God for that. So, for me, it really, you got to own it, you got to believe in it, and you got to really speak it from you, from the mouth, with the words as well that come out.
Yes.
And I think that's when we're going to see the true change that we're all looking for. Women are no less than men today. There's nothing that in fact, we can do more because we can give birth. They haven't been able to get that one right yet.
We can endure that pain, yes. And
yes.
they will never ever experience that, so they don't know what 100%.
It's like. Yes. So for me, we need to support each other, and we need to be the people that break those barriers and stop those sort of talks and those sort of opinions, and the mindset. We need to change the narrative of the mindset.
Yes. But do you also agree that we need unity amongst women first?
100%. 100%. And it's so funny you say that, because I feel there isn't any unity. And I think I often see it because there's so many platforms, there's so many, it depends also where you are in the industry. So some industries you might work predominantly with women, some you might have, mixed men and women, depending where you are, what sector you're in. And I feel like it's so easy for women to just, judge another woman,
pull others down.
Yes. Misquote other women, take things out of context, and just like, I think judging, the word is judging, constantly judging, and envy. I don't understand why it's so hard to compliment another woman if they're beautiful. And I think when we started, I just said, you're looking lovely, and we both have pink on, and there's nothing wrong in it. Doesn't take anything away from you from uplifting another woman or complimenting somebody or just think you've done a great job. And I just find females, we find it, I don't know why is it so difficult to do that. Yes. Because we all are not doing the same thing. We all have different roles to fulfill. We all have different careers, and we all have a different agenda. And I also believe in higher purpose, right? So we all have a journey, and we all on our journey. I can't steal yours, you can't steal mine. Yes. We will go where we need to go in life, and steer. So yeah, it'll be really nice if we could see women also truly uplifting, not just saying it because it's nice to say words, but truly speaking and meaning the words from the heart. Yes. Because I truly believe women are great as we are. We just need to, I don't even know what it is, whether it's some insecurities that maybe we as women have, or we judge ourselves too harshly, then we end up projecting on other people. But something needs to give there as well to make things better.
I think also collaboration is important because, why reinvent the wheel when somebody else has already started something?
100%.
Collaborate and work together. I mean, we all can have a piece of that pie. I've seen so many people that are just so competitive and they just don't support other people. It shouldn't be like that.
100%. I so agree with you, Shamila, because if you already have, and I think last year I had posted something on my Facebook because I had gone to an event, and a female said, oh, it's my networks and it's my people, and people are taking my networks. And obviously I kept quiet because they felt quite strong about the statement they had made. And, but it sort of, because I'm quite vocal, I think also being an attorney, if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. And, I pondered and pondered for like a few months on it because it really troubled me. Because something about that just didn't sit right. And I had posted something, to encourage other people. If you want my networks, please ask me. Sometimes I even forget, just like, ask permission from my friends, can I send it? So now I have to be a little bit cognizant that I need to just, sensitize them. But if somebody wants a network of mine, if they want a link in some way that I know somebody that I can do the introduction, for me, I think that's what business is about. That's what being an entrepreneur is, right? What am I going to do with 1,000 people that I know that I can't do anything with them? So share that and expand that circle, because maybe my 1,000 people can't help me with what I need right now, but they possibly could help you and open a door for you. And that door could open a world of doors to helping other young women or other people or another business that needs the income or needs that boost. So for me, yeah, I think it's collaboration, networking, and exactly what you said. Why re-engineer something that somebody else has already done?
Yes.
Just reach out and say, can I be an extension of you, or how do I plug into you and grow what you've done by just adding what I can bring to your team, kind of thing.
It's easy, just work together. Yes. Great advice there, Mollica, on what you said. in terms of just women working together. You know, and sharing networks. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we all can leverage off somebody or something. But just leading on to the next, what message do you have for women, you know, leading up to International Women's Day?
For me, I always say women are extremely powerful beings, just by the way God has made us and the fact that we bring life into this world. And the world, I think for me, the world cannot do without us women. That's my message. The world cannot do without us. We bring strength like no man can. We bring compassion. We bring, you know, nurturing, love. So many elements. Women can play a role. I mean, Shamila, you've been a single mom. And that's something I admire the most is, you know, people like us have partners and, you know, who have that support and someone there when you even just need to scream about your kids. You know, we take those things for granted. And then you look at the single moms and then you ask yourself, how on earth do they do it? There's nobody, you know, when the kids are driving them nuts, there's no, besides a friend or maybe a family member, you don't have, and you want that partner sometimes to be that sounding board. And yet these women do it. You know, they don't, for them, it's not, women do not necessarily need to also go find another partner like men. I think men are very needy. They can't be alone.
Yes.
I've actually come to that. They make very bad, they need a woman, unfortunately, in their lives. I think because of what women bring, you know, that whole framework, that structure, just stabilizing them. But a woman, you can leave her alone on an island and she'll be absolutely fine. She doesn't need a man.
Oh,
You know?
so agree with you. Absolutely 100%.
So for me, I just think we must never take that away from us. And I think if we ever need, you know, to have that reaffirmation, we just need to look at the single moms out there, the women that do it alone with the kids, the job, the dog, the full story.
I must tell you this. I happily celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day, not just for the presents, but I think it's the presents that I have with my kids.
Yes.
I think that is so important.
Amazing.
And, you know, just instilling all those good values, bringing them up and to see how they've grown now, you know, I mean, my son is, I even forget the ages. He's 37 and my daughter is 27. Amazing kids. And I'm so proud of, you know, how far they've come in life, just with the single.
And I remember reading something on your Facebook. You also lost your husband at a very young age.
Yes.
So it's not like, you know, you guys had been together for a lifetime. So you were young as well. And I think that's the amazing part because you had to now figure out these two kids and where to next, and obviously providing and building this home and giving them everything of the best, being a single parent. And I think for me, I'll never forget when I read that. That was like amazing because you know, it was quite young when you were very young when you lost your husband.
Yes.
So it's not like you had tons of experience, you know, with age or you had been around. You were obviously just steering this and hoping you're doing the right thing. And obviously it's turned out great, I must say, because your kids are beautiful. And
thank you so much. As I said, how can people get hold of you and contribute towards your initiatives or anything that you're doing if they want legal advice or legal support or just engaging in your services?
So very easy to reach. You can reach me on Instagram or Facebook. Just send me a message and I'll definitely reach out to you and exchange my cell phone number or office details from there. And any advice you need, even if it's just a simple thing. So I'm not one of those attorneys, and not that I'm selling my law firm, but I don't just charge for a silly letter. So if you have something really simple and you're just stuck and you just want to know the answer, and if you're doing the right thing, very happy to help you as well. So you don't spend huge amounts of money in legal fees because sometimes it's really not worth it. So very happy to help people with some simple guidance that they might need as well.
Absolutely wonderful chatting to you. I really enjoyed this chat. Your last words, Mollica?
So I truly enjoyed this interview as well. Thank you so much, Shamila. I think my last words would be to you. Thank you for you as being a phenomenal woman leader. I think there's so many of us can take from you. I know I learn from you all the time. I know I sometimes forget to hit the like button or the love button on Facebook, but it doesn't mean I haven't seen it or read what you posted. It's probably because I'm just really tired, but I do watch and read as much as you share. And you know, even when you commenting on something and you're just being brutally honest. And I think that's something I truly admire and appreciate, because that's what we need, right? We need people to be authentic and real. And for me, I find your platforms, I find what you're sharing authentic and real. And sometimes we all need to hear it. I think it resonates with every single one of us. So you're definitely making a difference. I think this show is phenomenal. I've posted on my LinkedIn. I've copied a little bit of your write-up, and I had posted on my LinkedIn as well, so people know about the show and the great things that you're doing. So from my side, I think truly very humbled to be here. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you. Thank you for tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for those kind words, Mollica. Yes, I try to inspire other people, and I still believe that we all should be authentic, you know, just be yourself, because everyone else is taken. I love those words.
Absolutely.
Yes, it was great having you on the show, and I can't wait to meet you in person. You know, we've been chatting for so long, but we haven't met.
I know.
So that's going to happen pretty soon.
Definitely.
And all the best for International Women's Day. And yes, you are a recipient of my Olympus International Award. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm honored. Thank you are one of the recipients.
Thanks, Shamila.
I think we had quite a few nominations for you. So thank you to everybody that's been nominating for the National Awards. It's amazing to see other women supporting women, and also men. I mean, we had so many men nominating women, which is great.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's the change we need.
That is absolutely the change we need. And, you know, for men to see other women doing great things. Thank you for that as well. But I would like to tell everyone, you know, if you would like to be on the show and share your story like Mollica, inspire other people, please drop me an email, redcornershow@gmail.com, and you too could be inspiring others. Take care. God bless. All the best. Bye.
Bye.
Legal support, or just engaging in your services?
So very easy to reach. You can reach me on Instagram or Facebook. Just send me a message and I'll definitely reach out to you and exchange my cell phone number or office details from there. And any advice you need, even if it's just a simple thing. So I'm not one of those attorneys, and not that I'm selling my law firm, but I don't just charge for a silly letter. So if you have something really simple and you're just stuck and you just want to know the answer, and if you're doing the right thing, very happy to help you as well. So you don't spend huge amounts of money in legal fees, because sometimes it's really not worth it. So very happy to help people with some simple guidance that they might need as well.
Absolutely wonderful chatting to you. I really, really enjoyed this chat. Your last words, Mollica?
So I truly enjoyed this interview as well. Thank you so much, Shamila. I think my last words would be to you. Thank you for you as being a phenomenal woman leader. I think there's so many of us can take from you. I know I learn from you all the time. I know I sometimes forget to hit the like button or the love button on Facebook, but it doesn't mean I haven't seen it or read what you posted. It's probably because I'm just really tired, but I do watch and read as much as you share. And, you know, even when you commenting on something and you're just being brutally honest. And I think that's something I truly admire and appreciate, because that's what we need, right? We need people to be authentic and real. And for me, I find your platforms, I find what you're sharing authentic and real. And sometimes we all need to hear it. I think it resonates with every single one of us. So you're definitely making a difference. I think this show is phenomenal. I've posted on my LinkedIn. I've copied a little bit of your write-up, and I had posted on my LinkedIn as well, so people know about the show and the great things that you're doing. So from my side, I think truly very humbled to be here. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you. Thank you for tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for those kind words, Mollica. Yes, I try to inspire other people, and I still believe that we all should be authentic, you know, just be yourself, because everyone else is taken. I love those words.
Absolutely.
Yes, it was great having you on the show, and I can't wait to meet you in person. You know, we've been chatting for so long, but we haven't met.
I know.
So that's going to happen pretty soon.
Definitely.
And all the best for International Women's Day. And yes, you are a recipient of my Olympus International Award. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm honored. Thank you. one of the recipients.
Thanks, Shamila.
I think we had quite a few nominations for you. So thank you to everybody that's been nominating for the
Thank you.
National Awards. It's amazing to see other women supporting women and also men. I mean, we had so many men nominating women, which is great.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's the change we need.
That is absolutely the change we need. And, you know, for men to see other women doing great things. Thank you for that as well. But I would like to tell everyone, you know, if you would like to be on the show and share your story like Mollica, inspire other people, please drop me an email, redcornershow@gmail.com, and you too could be inspiring others. Take care. God bless. All the best. Bye.
Bye.